If a man is inconsistent in small things, is he likely to be consistent in large things?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Uh, Scripture would indicate otherwise. The truths of the universe are such that that's the deal, right? I can't trust you to be consistent in big things unless you are consistent in small things. I give you these small things so that I learn. I tweeted this the other morning, and it got some guys, and I put it in my little Blade text chain too, and it got a couple guys kind of fired up. I said, to be trusted is a better thing than to be loved, and they didn't like that.
Mm.
And they were like, but love is what it's all about. I'm like, right, and I can give you that freely, independent of whether or not you're an idiot, right? So
Yeah.
I think to be trusted is a better thing, and the only way I can trust you is if you are consistent, is if you are predictable, as if you do the same things the same way. And it's funny because I do the same kind of thing, right? A guy's down here and he goes or he says exercise position moves. That's a favorite. I don't know where that got ingrained into the fort, but it did, right? Exercise position moves, and I'll just yell starting, and they're like, ooh, and they give me all kinds of crap, right? Or little things like on these running workouts, it became a thing down here. The Nantan kind of said, well, this is what we ought to do. You count the men before you leave to make sure that you come back with the same number of men.
Reasonable.
I think it's a fine practice, right?
Yeah.
It's great. So they'll count before we leave. We come back, and they start counting before everybody's back. And I'm like, well, what the hell are we counting for? Like, they're not back here. Like, now I get it. If you look around, you're like if you think everybody's back and you count and then you find there's one gone, different, right? I'm talking there's, 18 guys, 20 guys. There's 4 guys back and not everybody's made it back yet. And you're like, one. I'm like,
Yeah.
shouldn't you be either finding those guys or waiting for them or something? Like, and guys are like, well, I got to go. Okay. Well, then tell me you're leaving and I'll make sure that we count your number so that you're accounted for, right? The whole point of this, I thought, was to make sure we didn't lose a guy out there. Nobody collapsed. Nobody got hit by a car, or whatever, right? But we do these things in an inconsistent way. And I was like, well, then why are you bothering to do them at all? Like, what would the purpose be if you don't plan to, from the beginning to the end, have that integrity? Then why are you bothering to do any of it?
Right.
Same thing with the calls. Same thing with, and some guys get really twisted up when we talk about form. Look, it's okay if you don't want to do the Merkins, right? Or do them on your knees or do them how, whatever. But like, whatever it is you're doing isn't helping you. It isn't helping you. So it's that, like you said, that it's that unwillingness to hold a standard is problematic, and it is rampant. It is rampant.
We locally, and I'm sure other regions do this too, right? We do Q school, and then that's where we teach the new guys about all of this stuff.
Hey, everybody from the fort, are you listening to that? They do Q school.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice, right? Because we talk about some of the history of F3 and,
It's kind. It's not nice.
It's right. It's excellent. No.
It's advantageous because
we do Q school for that. But for so a guy like me, right? I got 3 young kids. I'm doing too many, podcast content things. I've got a normal job. Where's the Q school? I guess, let me answer my own question, right? Probably with my whetstone and my shield lock, but is it habits? Like, are habits you mentioned the term bricks earlier, right? I think we talked about some of that. So if I'm like, I don't even know where to start, how do I start laying that first brick of consistency with fitness, or just one brick at a time?
Now, I would say Dred might have a different answer. My opinion is it does not entirely matter which brick you pick up first. I think there are some that will get you to the end like that are like, if you had the ability to pick up any brick and they were all laid before you and you could pick up the best ones, there are probably some that would be better for you than others. But my feeling is just pick up anything and start and then build from there, right? So if the first brick has to be, you say workout, but maybe the first brick is get up.
Sure.
Consistently, even if you're not working out, right? Or if back that up on the other end, if the problem is you can't get up, consider, okay, maybe the consistent brick that you need to start with is go to bed at a certain time, right? Turn off your phone at a certain time, whatever it is, right? So for me, I'm not overly concerned about what brick you pick up first. It's more that you develop the habit, that you start building consistency, because then you'll figure out the other bricks as you go.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.